Do you feel like there's a lot of noise surrounding the real estate market right now? You're not alone. There's a lot of confusion. Consumers don't know exactly what's really happening. So 3 myths specifically have been floating around, and I'm going to debunk all of them in this episode of Tom's Take. I'm Tom Toole. Thanks for tuning in to Tom's Take this week. I am going to go over 3 myths that I hear people talking about nonstop. Not only agents who are supposed to be informed, but mortgage lenders, economists. There's all sorts of noise out there. We're going to look at the facts and debunk each one of them. So the first is, there is a real estate bubble coming. We're heading for another bubble. And some of the facts that I have here is that home prices have appreciated year over year for 76 straight months, according to NAR. So obviously prices are going up. And a lot of people feel that when home prices continue to go up for a long period of time, the bubble is going to burst. The reality is, and we've talked about this on the show, inventory levels are the biggest challenge out there right now for consumers, buyers and sellers, because if sellers are looking for a place to go, they've got to find the right home. Buyers, first-time home buyers, people downsizing, they're seeing the same thing. So as long as that inventory level remains low, and what low is below 6 months, because historically a normal market requires a 6-month supply in order for prices to rise with the rate of inflation. According to NAR, there's a 4.3 month supply of homes nationwide. Our market here in the greater Philadelphia area is between 3.2 and 3.8, so we're even below that. So knowing that that's the biggest challenge, and also acknowledging that the market hasn't had a 6-month inventory in the entire country since August of 2012, tells me the bubble is not coming, because the market turned and came out of that recession the end of 2012, beginning of 2013, and you can see that since then, inventory levels have remained low and the market has continued to appreciate at normal rates. So that's myth number 1. Very clearly, the data says a bubble is not coming. It's in fact the opposite. Myth number 2, the rumored recession coming in the next 18 to 24 months is going to lead to another housing crash. So if you look at the historical data, and this is so critical here, a lot of people feel this way because the last time there was a recession, the housing market crashed. There's no question about it. But a recession doesn't necessarily mean there is a housing crash coming. In fact, if you look at over the past 40 years from some Federal Reserve data, so over the past 40 years, they have been 6 recessions. So they have identified 6 recessions, and in each of the previous 5, housing prices increased. So it's only what happened in the last recession, and that was the result of some bad lending practices from a lot of banks. We know the story. I'm not going to go into it. So again, historical data shows that a recession does not mean housing is going to crash. In fact, we did an episode of Tom's Take a couple weeks ago where a lot of the chief economists are anticipating housing to be the backbone of the economy during the next economic downturn, and that we'll see housing continue to appreciate. So myth number 2, we've got the data, not the case. Again, we're giving facts here. And myth number 3 is that there is an affordability crisis looming. So a lot of people feel that it's too expensive right now to buy a home. There's going to be an affordability problem that we have, and the average family can no longer buy a home. So if you look at the affordability indexes and all the data that's out there, again, home prices have appreciated year over year for the past 76 months, and that's been driven by high demand, low supply. So according to Zillow, the percentage of median income necessary to buy a home in today's market is 17.1%. So 17.1% of your monthly income is what's needed to buy a home. So that's well below the mark that was reached between 1985 and 2000, which was 21%, as well as the market reached in 2006 before the market crashed and people thought everyone was buying houses, which was 25.4%. And all the data out there shows that interest rates would have to go north of 6% before buying a home would be less affordable than historic norms. So looking at all that stuff here, all these rumors that people are putting out there, the data tells us, the historical data of what's happened with real estate tells us that none of it is happening. So if you've got questions or you want to go deeper or you want to maybe get a little more perspective here, I know I threw a couple quick facts at you, ping me on social, reach out direct, email, call, text, whatever. We're here to answer your questions about the market and what the outlook is, especially if you're considering a real estate decision. Thanks for checking us out this week. We'll be back next week with some more great content, helping you navigate the market here at Tom's Take.